What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and I'm going to get you caught up on stimulus checks on various levels. On a federal level, take a look at this article. New research coming out on stimulus checks. Researchers find that targeted stimulus payments would benefit us all. Now, let me know your thoughts. We'll be sure to forward this to Congress and the Biden administration and let them know the research is saying stimulus checks will help out the American people during this time of economic crisis. Now, in addition to that, I've got some deadlines to get you caught up on. Take a look at this just coming out. Maryland City is offering $1,000 direct cash payments for people affected by the pandemic. The program offers eligible households a one-time $1,000 direct cash assistance in the city to assist those negatively impacted by the pandemic. That just opened up. I'm going to give you all the details, and also direct payments. Few days left to apply for $500 monthly checks, and this is in the state of California. I'm going to give you the latest details on this one coming up as well. And take a look, you guys, for those of you wondering about stimulus checks, we still have, under the legislative action category for the pandemic money tracker, all the money from previous packages. Out of $6 trillion, we still have $5.5 trillion available, which is $500 billion. Still enough to send out that leftover money for a $2,000 stimulus check, which, take a look, you guys, this was a promise made by President Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders had said over a year ago that Joe Biden on $2,000 stimulus checks promises must be kept. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, he had pressured President-elect Joe Biden for $2,000 stimulus checks. With Democrats in control of the Senate, we must keep the faith of the working families of this country. Promises made must be kept, reminding him that this promise was made well over a year ago, that $2,000 stimulus checks would go out, and here we are, still unfulfilled, and we will see. I will keep you guys up to date, but I'm going to get you caught up as to what the research is saying about $2,000 stimulus checks, and they're calling this one for monthly reoccurring checks. Now, in addition to that, I'm also going to get you caught up on the various levels of stimulus checks happening right now and the deadlines. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button. Helps out the channel a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. It's totally free. Any specific questions, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Please use caution here on YouTube, as the scammers take my picture and they tell you to contact them on WhatsApp, and they're trying to scam you out of money and stuff. You guys, that's not me. Instagram at SteveRam3. I'll never ask you to wire me money or contact me on a WhatsApp. Also, check out my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. Check out the kids channel. I am so proud of them. They've got 2 videos up. They're working on their 3rd now, at Liam and Naya. And if you got kids, I hope they enjoy it. Just some fun stuff for the family. And also, if you want the comprehensive list of every stimulus check in the nation that I've assembled, you can do so at www.reliefroadmap.com. State, city, county, every provision on every level, all available in one place on that website that I created for you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so first up, let's take care of these deadlines. Then we're going to be talking about federal level stimulus checks and the research coming out on $2,000 reoccurring checks. So first up, Maryland City offers $1,000 direct cash payments for people affected by the pandemic. The program offers eligible households a one-time $1,000 direct cash assistance in the city to assist those negatively affected by the pandemic. Now, the article says Tacoma Park, the city of Tacoma, is providing help to its residents impacted by the pandemic with a one-time $1,000 cash payment. The city of Tacoma Park says a majority of its city's low to moderate income households experienced a housing cost burden during the pandemic and may have experienced some difficulties paying for rent, monthly mortgage payments, or lost employment. Now, the city plans to use the State and Local Recovery Fund through the American Rescue Plan to help assist residents who were economically impacted by the pandemic through the distribution of grant funds in the form of direct cash assistance. And again, you guys, these are leftover funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, previous stimulus packages, still just sitting there, and now they're finally tapping into the funds, and that is why now we're seeing all these stimulus checks on various levels. Applications were opened up at 8:30 a.m. on October 25th. So the applications are open right now. They just opened up yesterday. However, the window period to apply will remain open until there are no longer any more funds to be distributed. So this is going on right now. If this is applicable to you in the state of Maryland, in Tacoma Park, you guys go apply right away. Now, to be eligible for the direct cash assistance, applicant households income must be less than $50,000. Then they will need to to reside within the boundaries of the Tacoma Park, Maryland area. Addresses cannot be a P.O. box or an address that leads to a shipping center as their physical location. And according to the IRS, residents are not required to file a Form 1099 MISC or other information with the IRS, since the $1,000 payment is not considered an income. Applying to the Tacoma Park Direct Cash Assistance Program can be found here, and hyperlink to this article in the description below. Next up, you guys, one for California direct payments. Few days left to apply for a $500 monthly check. Know the exact date of applications when they close for the $500 per month direct payments. Now, scrolling down, it says the deadline to apply for $500 direct payments per month is quickly approaching in Sonoma County, California. Eligible residents will get money for 2 years, but they must take action. So you can get this $500 per month over the course of 24 months. The county collaborated with the cities of Santa Rosa, Petaluma, and Hillsburg, as well as a coalition of neighborhood organizations to introduce the Pathway to Income Equity program. Through Monday, October 31st at midnight, residents can submit their applications at pathwaysonoma.org. So you have until the end of the month to get this in. The 305 low-income households in Sonoma County will benefit for 2 years on this experimental initiative. When submitting the application, there is no requirement for verification. Instead, those who are chosen will be required to provide documentation demonstrating their eligibility. The pilot program received slightly over $3 million for the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors in May. Along with the support from nonprofit, additional financing comes from the cities of Healdsburg, Petaluma, and Santa Rosa. Now, who is eligible? In order to qualify, the family must be a Sonoma County resident, depending on family size, have a household income of up to 185% of the federal poverty line, which is $51,338 or less for a family of 4, for example. Have had negative economic effects as a result of the pandemic, such as a loss of employment, income, childcare, or housing, or be expecting a child or parenting a child under the age of 6. Now, ITINs and Social Security numbers are not required for residents in order to apply. This initiative, like many others of its kind across the nation, aims to reduce financial stress, especially for families with small children, while simultaneously aiming to promote economic stability and reduce poverty. And again, that is happening in Sonoma County, California. Now, lastly, you guys, let's talk about federal level stimulus checks to everybody in the nation. Now, as I mentioned, there was a promise of $2,000. There was even a petition requesting $2,000 per month, which got a lot of traction, over 3 million signatures for that petition, you guys. Well, take a look at this research just coming out yesterday. Now, this says, since the first stimulus checks were deposited into bank accounts around the country, researchers have studied how the funds were used and if they made a difference in the lives of those who needed them the most. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do we need the research to tell us that the $2,000 helped or didn't help? I think the vast majority of people during a pandemic crisis can say that it helped them out. Now, in a response to the global pandemic, the U.S. pumped trillions of dollars into the economy. These funds came in the way of stimulus checks, expanded unemployment benefits, expanded child tax credits, and other targeted spending. The goal was to prevent a deep extended recession, and it worked. The recession ushered in by the pandemic lasted only 3 months, the shortest in U.S. history. Now, the pre-pandemic picture. Even before the pandemic, there was talk about regular targeted stimulus payments. MIT PhD student Joel Flynn and John Sternum, along with Christina Patterson and the Chicago booth, found that most effective way to spur the economy while helping those who need it the most is to provide those Americans with regular stimulus payments of $2,000. Now, regular stimulus payments, reoccurring payments going out. Now, what were the real-world findings from the research? It's no secret that the IRS was tasked with sending out stimulus checks to all eligible recipients and to get those checks in the mail quickly. That means that all kinds of people receive stimulus funds, including those with a high and a low MPC. Scholars from Kellogg Graduate School of Management, Columbia Business School, and the Booth School and the University of Southern Denmark found that the households with $3,000 or more in their checking account tended to hold on to the stimulus checks as they came in. In other words, they have a low MPC. Now, on the other hand, households with $500 or less in their checking account spent nearly half of their stimulus checks within 10 days. The funds went toward things like food, school supplies, daycare, and rent. Those with the greatest need almost immediately put the money back into the economy, helping to stave off a deep depression. And in the meantime, more than 3 million American children were lifted up out of poverty. This group had the highest MPC, or propensity for spending. So they're saying that it definitely helped out those in need, and they're making the argument that we might need this again. And we have heard that a recession coming will likely spark another stimulus check, and we're hearing we might be in one already, and if not, one is likely on the way. So there you have it, you guys. New research coming out pretty much supporting $2,000 per month stimulus checks targeted to the most in need at this time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We will see if this is going to be coming to fruition. Also, like I mentioned, Social Security increases have been promised, and we're hearing that is back on the negotiating table in Congress. They're taking into consideration different pieces of legislation. We've heard there are at least 3 different proposals at this time. Also, child tax credits have support from both Democrats and Republicans. We're going to be seeing what unfolds with that. We're hearing that is likely going to be taking place after the midterm elections. I will keep you up to date on upcoming child tax credits and also federal level stimulus checks, unfulfilled promises from the president. We will see. I will keep you up to date. And also, as I mentioned, various state, city, and county checks. I'll be sure to keep you up to date on those as well. And I will add them to the Relief Roadmap, www.reliefroadmap.com, your comprehensive list of every stimulus check in the nation. But with that being said, you guys, that is the latest, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. It's totally free. Any specific questions, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Check out the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. And if you got little ones, I hope that they enjoy the new channel. Check out my kids' channel, Liam and Naya. 2 new videos up, and they're working on a 3rd one to get up this week as well. I'll keep you guys posted when they get that up. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hope that you have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.